I did also watch Miz and Morrison against Braun Strowman. For those of you who didn't see this, let me explain this to you. Miz and Morrison have pissed Braun Strowman off so bad that he wanted them in a handicap match, but also since Braun Strowman is one of the many world champions that they have now, he's the Universal Champion, which is even bigger than the world. In this handicap match, he agreed to put the Universal title on the line, but all this time, Miz and Morrison thought that they would be co-Universal Champions, even though they've been professional wrestlers for 20 years, and that's never happened ever before, ever. They assumed that that would be the case until they were told right before the match that no, whoever gets the pin on Strowman would be the champion, and now that's causing dissension in their team. Could they be any stupider? Could a NBA player not know the rules of the fucking game? What the fuck? And why would this be the rules of this fucking match?
No, they couldn't be any stupider.
So anyway, this is the premise of this match. And also during the backstage promo, I don't know who or what Miz was looking at. He wasn't looking at the interviewer that was speaking to him. He wasn't looking at the camera. He wasn't looking at his partner. He was just staring off while he was addressing all those people. So we've established that one of the world champions is defending his title in a handicap match against a mid-card tag team, because that's where all the tag teams are placed. And if they win, I forgot now. Wait a minute, because then at the end of that promo, Otis and his fake blonde with the pneumatic tits came in. What's her name?
Mandy Rose.
Okay, Otis and Mandy came in, and in their part of this horribly scripted, phony promo, they've announced that he may, if one of them wins the title from Braun Strowman, he may cash his briefcase in against them. So the way we've set this up is the champion defending the title in a handicap match against a mid-card team, and if they win, one of them might face a preliminary comedy guy for one of the most prestigious titles in the company. Did I sum that up well?
Yeah, no, that's what we've established, yeah.
All right. Then here comes Miz and Morrison's entrance. Morrison looks like a rock star. Miz looks like a fucking bullfrog. And before they do this match, they intro a new music video about Braun Strowman. And I got to admit, I like this. It was placed poorly. If this had been on television, on network TV, where a large group of people could see it leading up to the big show, it may have made people more interested in seeing Strowman kick their fucking ass. But since they're showing it here, when the fucking audience is already in the goddamn building for the big match, because it's about to happen, as they say, the fucking crowd is watching it already. This video did not get any more heat on the heels to promote this match. It just wasted some time, so we didn't have to see so much of Strowman wrestling, because that was fucking brutal. Did they rip off the Van Halen Right Now piano part and tune on that song?
Oh, I don't know. I was too busy wondering, did they update Jerry Jarrett's house? This looks like one of those Fabulous Ones videos.
All right, everybody, including Rocky the Ramone and all of our musically inclined fans out there, go back, if you dare, and listen to this fucking music video and tell me that they didn't rip off the fucking right now piano and fucking a little bit in there. I could hear it. It wasn't scalding, but it was there. Anyway, the Strowman entrance interrupts their music video. The Fabulous Ones strike again. Everybody wants you. They had a match. They did the big man, little man stuff. They had a match that, Andre's first round, where he would, a lot of times Andre, his first time around the territories, would be booked, especially down south where the guys were smaller, against a heel tag team that had been featured on top, but was about to leave the territory, didn't mind beating them, whatever the case. And this was the kind of match they'd have, only Andre was more impressive and, the guys had more heat back then. But that was a standard way they're working it. I love the way that Morrison bumps and moves around and everything. And I wrote there wasn't anything wrong with this especially they doubled up and they got heat on Strowman, and that's where the weak part here is Braun Strowman is not easy to work with when he's selling because he's not real good at it. And how can you move him around? And you can tell it's like, they just have to kick the fucking horse when he's down. But he was like Luchasaurus when he was trying to fucking sell and didn't know how. He just beached. And then suddenly he just started a comeback for no apparent reason, but it was time. And boom, 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 he bumps him around. But then finally Strowman gets hit by the big double team where it was Miz's move that he stole and executes badly from Dennis Condrey, the skull crushing finale with a double stomp in the back. And it looked pretty fucking stiff. And Morrison covers him. And then Miz breaks it up. Because it's like, it just out of, I want to be the champion, not thinking about it. And then realized what he'd done, emoted like he was fucking sorry, and Morrison covers Strowman again. You can't be a little bit pregnant. If you're going to do that fucking finish, then you don't look like a fucking Weasley heel. You just look like a goddamned idiot. Unless you're going to turn on the guy and try to steal the fucking thing, let your partner get the fucking pin. You pull your partner off the pin, change your mind 15 seconds later. Oh, gosh, he gets back on him, then he gets kicked off. Did that make any sense to you, Brian?
No, it was weird. I mean, I get the idea of him pulling his partner off and then selling it like he can't believe he just did that. You could go somewhere with that.
No, I can't believe that because he would know why he just did that because he just fucking did it. That was the point. If you're going to do it, fine, but don't do it and then wonder why you just did it.
Well, to me, the stupider part was Morrison going for the pin right away, just jumping on him. Okay, well, he's been down a few more seconds, but let's try this again.
Well, yeah, that was what was called in the finish. So they couldn't do anything else. Anyway, and then so by that time, Strowman gets up and drops both heels and beats Morrison. They still beat John instead of that fucking Miz. Every time I see them work, he gets beat instead of fucking Miz. I'd book matches in my fucking house in front of no people. Just have Miz do jobs. He just annoys me. Anyway. That was that. Did you see anything on that match that I didn't notice?
No, I really don't have too much to add to that match. I will say, going back to that promo beforehand, it's like in some respects, there are so many people who are so shitty at reading their scripts or memorizing their scripts. You look at The Miz and you're like, he's pretty good, all things considered, but then it's so, and this is really my theme with everything, with the commentators, with some of these guys on promos, it's just all so insincere that it makes me tune out.
That's a very good for insincere. Sincerity is the key. When you can fake that, you've got it made.
Because like I said, it's the same thing with the commentators. Every time they went to Michael Cole and Corey Graves sitting there, and you actually see him gesticulating. You actually see, he does as much finger pointing as Kenny Omega, if we're going to be honest. When you see Michael Cole doing all that, and you hear the way he's speaking, the tone he's speaking, it's so insincere that I tune it out. And it's the same thing with a lot of these promos. It's not just the Miz looking in what direction is everyone looking at. There's a person next to you with a microphone, and then there's a camera. So right there you have two wonderful options. Option 3 is the ceiling. It's just everything is so insincere. And look, wrestling in and of itself is insincere, but there could be a level of sincerity in that the same way there is when you watch The Sopranos or The Wire or something else. Sure, this is a show. Sure, all these people are going to go back to the trailer after they're done. But in the show itself, there should be sincerity. Everyone is just an insincere doofus who acts like a child or talks to you like a child.
Sincerity.